Any student that comes to James Madison is going to get an incredible educational experience. What honors does is that it gives these students the preparation and the experience so that they're actually more competitive for their first promotion and their second promotion.
Within the Honors College, you get to really know your professors and get to know what you're doing, not just getting an A or passing the class just to pass. You get involved with whatever you're doing.
In their honors courses, they could be with students that are in different disciplines. You might be a senior history major and you're taking a class with a senior who's in biology. And so you can have conversations across the disciplines and see what other students are doing.
I chose JMU and the Honors College because it seemed like a perfect sized community. I really liked that JMU had all the opportunities and areas of academics that I could focus on, and the Honors College provided a way for me to dive into areas that I was more interested in and make connections with people in a smaller environment.
Honor students are leading the dialogue, leading the discussion, leading student groups. I just absolutely love seeing them grow as leaders and humans and incredible, active citizens.
Hi, thanks so much for joining us today for the Honors College live stream for Virtual Choices. My name is Dr. Alicia Davis. I'm the Director of Student Engagement in the Honors College, which means that I work with a lot of student programming. I help with admissions and recruitment. I help co-direct the first year experience in the Honors 100 course. And I also work with our alumni. And so I have a great opportunity to see the Honors College from a variety of perspectives. And we're excited to be here to answer your questions. I'm joined today with a panel of 5 student honors ambassadors, and so I would like to give them an opportunity to introduce themselves as well, beginning with Megan Gillespie.
Hi, my name is Megan. I'm a freshman at JMU from Williamsburg, Virginia, and I major in elementary education with minors and honors in liberal studies.
Hi, I'm Kathleen. I'm a sophomore with a double major in history and political science, and I'm from Roanoke, Virginia.
Hi, my name is Jordan. I'm a senior psychology major with a statistics minor, and I'm from Martinsville, Virginia.
Hello, everyone. My name is Maya Warren. I'm a computer information systems major with minors in entrepreneurship and honors in disciplinary studies, and I'm from Richmond, Virginia.
Hi, my name's Blake. I'm a sophomore from Warrenton, Virginia. I'm a bio pre-med major with a neuroscience concentration and minors in medical humanities and honors.
Okay, great. Thanks, everybody. So the format today is we would love it if you'll share your questions with us on whatever format that you're on, and we'll be able to have the student ambassadors answer those, or if they need me to weigh in, I can also do that as well. And so we've got one question here to get us kicked off, and that is, what's it like to live in the honors dorm, Shenandoah Hall? And so I'm going to let Megan Gillespie take that question. So Megan?
Yeah, of course. So as a freshman, I lived in Shenandoah Hall, and next year I'll be returning there as an RA, which is a residence advisor. Living in Shenandoah is such a great opportunity. Everyone who lived on my hall was so kind, and we did so many things together, from studying to hanging out on the weekends to grabbing lunch. And Shenandoah really just builds that community of us hanging out in the multi-purpose room, seeing what everyone's doing in the common room, a chance to engage with each other through fun activities. And I absolutely love living there, and I'm really looking forward to living there again next year. Shenandoah, in my opinion, is the best dorm on campus, so it's so great to live there with all of my like-minded friends, and I'm looking forward to being there next year too.
Great, thanks, Megan. I have another question here. This one is, how are honor students involved across the campus? Do the honor students just stick to themselves as a group, or are they involved in other places across campus as well? And so I'm going to let Kathleen take that question. Thanks, Kathleen.
So something you'll find that's really unique about the Honors College is a lot of us are involved in so many different things. Myself, I'm involved in the Marching Royal Dukes, where I play the mellophone. I'm also in the club swim team, in the basketball pep band, in a professional music fraternity. And I have so many friends just that lived in Shenandoah and that are in the Honors College, with me my freshman year that were involved in social sororities and fraternities and just so many different activities. We have some like people that were in like actual sports, not that club swim isn't a sport, but yeah, there's just so much involvement. So you'll find that despite having an honors course workload, it's not going to keep you from doing anything like that.
Okay, great. Thanks, Kathleen. And here's another question. And please, I also want to encourage everybody who might be listening to please post your questions as well so that we can address whatever's on your mind. But this question is, can you tell me more about the first year experience Honors 100 class? And so I will let Jordan answer that one.
So the Honors 100 first year class is a very unique experience, especially because it's instructed by student leaders rather than professors. So if you're in your Honors 100 class, it's very small. You're going to have anywhere around usually 10 to 12 students in your class, and it's led by 2 honors students. So this past fall, I had the opportunity to be a teaching fellow with my partner Mason, and we led an Honors 100 class. And it's very discussion-based. We do a lot of work with helping students to transition into the Honors College within their first year. We help students through the course registration process. We talk about what it's like to progress within honors, being involved, the opportunities that you can have within honors with the Madison Honors Leadership Council and the book club and other honors organizations. We also like to explore outside of honors and talk a little bit more about the Harrisonburg community, getting involved in community give foundations. We talk a lot about discovering ourselves, discovering our passions, and how to make a difference in the world. So it is one of the most unique experiences, in my opinion, that you'll have at JMU, and it's very unique to the Honors College.
Great. Thanks, Jordan. We have a question coming in from Brianna, and Brianna asks, I am aware that being a part of the Honors College gives you a minor in interdisciplinary studies. What kinds of courses do you take as part of this minor? And so I'm going to direct this one to Maya. Thanks, Maya.
Well, hi, Brianna. So the Honors in Disciplinary Studies minor is super flexible. It coincides with a lot of other majors on campus. So you're not really taking additional courses with the honors minor. You can take your regular major classes or general education classes as honors classes. You can take the honors option of them. And if there isn't an honors option of them, you can make it honors by maybe adding a project or a paper or something else to add to the course to count it as an honors credit. But also there are options to take honors seminars that for track 1 honor students take. And these are just focused classes on specific topics that are taught by like different faculty on campus and honors faculty as well. And other than that, you have your honors capstone project, which you will take beginning the second semester of your junior year until the end of your senior year. And it is a 6-credit course. But that's just a specialized project within your major that you do for honors and that you'll share at the end of your senior year.
Okay, so we also have a question coming in from Regina, and Regina wants to know if there is another way to meet other incoming honor students or to get in touch with possible roommates. And before I kick it over to a student to answer, I will say that I just set up on Facebook a Facebook group for incoming honor students. The group is called Honors Class of 2024. And so feel free to join that group. But I will kick it over to Blake to see if Blake has any suggestions about finding a roommate or ways to get in touch with other honor students or even just building that honors community. So thanks, Blake.
Hi, Regina. When I was coming in as a freshman, I don't really remember anything that was honors specific, but I just remember going to the big JMU Class of 2022 Facebook group and joining that and posting, hi, I'm going to be a biology honors major or whatever, blah, blah, blah. And I had a bunch of honors people reply and be like, oh, hey, I'm going to be honors too, or hey, I'm an honors bio major too, or oh, I'm going to be living in the honors dorm, just stuff like that. So I think that was kind of a way that I found other people who I knew that I would, maybe be in contact with over the next few years.
Great, thank you. This question is coming in from Madison, and she wants to know if there's any sort of financial incentive for joining the Honors College, or whether there might be any types of particular scholarships that would be available. So I'll kick this over to Megan first, but Megan, if you need me to weigh in as well, just let me know. So here you go, Megan.
Of course. In terms of financial aid within the Honors College, once you get to campus at JMU, you'll find out that there are so many scholarships that the Honors College in particular offers. You'll actually talk about them in your Honors 100 class with this huge list of them, and a lot of them are specific to your major. So I'm an elementary education major, and they say, oh, elementary education majors who have an interest in studying here or have an interest in studying abroad and things like that. And you can essentially find any scholarship that suits your needs if you have a particular goal in mind, whether it is research or studying abroad. And we have faculty members who are really good at helping you apply for these scholarships and to find which ones best fit your needs and your interests once you get to campus.
Great, thanks. I also have a question coming in here now from Shay, who wants to know about the average class size for honor students and whether or not there are classes that are taught by TAs. And so we will go to Kathleen to answer that one.
Hey, how are you guys? So basically the honors class size, I'd say, is pretty similar to your high school AP dual class size. So it's smaller than a big gen ed, because I know I've been in huge gen ed lectures with 100 plus students easily. And it's there, the Honors 100 class is taught by TAs. I actually got accepted to be one this year, so that's really exciting. But those classes are really small. I think my class had about 8 to 10 kids. So you really get to know the people that are in your class really well, which is really nice, because I had a few people from my hall that I wouldn't have been as such good friends with if I hadn't been able to talk to them. And you'll find that the Honors 100 class is really unique because your TAs actually care about you. Not that professors don't, but they really want to know how you're doing, just mentally and like in your dorm. So we did a lot of high lows like every week. So that was just really unique to that. So it's a really small personal class size that you don't find anywhere else.
All right, thanks, Kathleen. Coming in, another question from Kayla, and Kayla wants to know what are some of the benefits of being in the Honors College, and that one's going to go to Jordan. Thank you, Jordan.
Hi, Kayla. So there are so many benefits to being in the Honors College. I think it would take too long to go through all of them, but I know what most first-year students see is the priority enrollment. When you're going through enrollment, obviously as a first or second year, usually you get a little bit later time, but being in the Honors College, you're able to get bumped up to an earlier time, so you have a better chance of getting into the classes, like your first choice classes that you would want. There's also an amazing opportunity for scholarships and fellowships and awards. This is something that Dr. Meredith Malburn Wade specializes in. She's an amazing resource to talk to if you're interested in any of these awards. There's the Fulbright Award, the Boren Award. Some of these awards, you're able to go abroad and have fully paid for abroad opportunities. There are also ways through honors that have specialized honors study abroads. I just got back from one for spring break where I went to the Bahamas with my leadership course to study cross-cultural competency in leadership. And I also was thankful to receive a scholarship from the Honors College to help pay for that. So those are very helpful as well. There also the Honors Capstone Project at the end of your time at JMU. I'm just finishing up my honors thesis right now. I decided to write a thesis for my capstone project, and it has been so beneficial. I've learned so much about what I want to do in my future, and my thesis project itself has helped me figure out what I want to do for the rest of my life, which is really, really interesting. It really changed my whole career path. So yeah, there's so many more benefits than what I'm even talking about now. I think it's one of the best things you can do at JMU.
Thanks, Jordan. We have a question coming in from Sky about residential learning communities, and I'm going to take this one and then kick it back over to Jordan again to give her perspective. But the question is whether it's possible to do both the Honors College and live in a residential learning community other than the Honors learning community that we have in Shenandoah Hall. That Honors dorm is a residential learning community, but many of our honor students might want to participate in other ones as well. And so the answer is yes. We do have every year a few students who choose to participate in other residential learning communities, and that's fine. This year, I do want to let you know that if you're interested in being a biology or biotechnology major, that the Trelawney Residential Learning Community, which is specifically associated with those two majors, is co-housed in Shenandoah Hall. So you don't have to choose in terms of dorms. Both of them will be in the same place. And so I know that Jordan has had this experience in a different residential learning community, so I'll let her give her perspective as well.
So I was in the psychology learning community when I came in as a first year student, and I did not live in Shenandoah Hall my first year because I opted to live in Hoffman Hall, which was the dorm that housed the psychology learning community. I thought it was very easy to be able to balance both the residential learning community and honors. It definitely didn't hinder getting to know honors students or getting to know people within the honors college, because I still had my honors 100 class, and one of my classes that was required for my residential learning community, I actually took an honors option of that class, so I was able to integrate both honors and my RLC in that class, which was very interesting. A lot of people will worry about the not being able to make connections with other first year students within honors if they are living in a different dorm due to the RLC, and I did not have a problem with that at all. I met so many first year honors students within my honors gen eds and within my honors 100 class. I thought it was a great opportunity to be able to experience both of these learning communities together.
Okay, the next question that's coming in is from Bailey, who wants to know if it's possible to graduate in 3 years while still being in the honors college, and if so, what does that look like? I'm not sure if any of our student panelists are on track to graduate early, but I will say that we do have students that do that, and it's really just with careful advising and careful class selection that makes that possible. And so I'm going to kind of twist this question a little bit and toss it over to Maya to just talk about the advising piece in the Honors College and how students can get that sort of support with course advising.
Hello. So with Honors College Advising specifically, we have a great advisor. His name is Mr. Jared Diener. He is specialized in doing honors advising, so helping each of us kind of coincide our majors with the honors minor. He is available pretty much like whenever you need him. And another benefit of living in Shenandoah Hall is that he actually hosts office hours in the dorm. So if you have a question on the specific day he has office hours, you can just go downstairs, meet with him, and he'll help you out. But he works with different colleges within the university just to make sure that honors fits with other majors. So even if you're like a nursing major, which is a really demanding major, he works with the faculty in that curriculum to make sure that honors works with it. So yeah.
Sorry, I was muted. That's wonderful. Thank you. So next question coming in is from Jennifer, who wants to know a little bit more about honors classes and particularly the gen ed classes and what makes them different from a regular gen ed. And so Blake, if you could take that one and give us some thoughts about your gen ed experience.
Yeah, of course. Hi, Jennifer. So when I was a freshman, I actually took Biology 140 honors, and it was sort of a unique experience in that our lecture component wasn't actually separate from the regular gen ed. We were all in the same lecture, which I kind of liked because I got to meet different people and got to meet more people than I would have if it was just the group of honors students. But the lab component that comes along with the lecture was just honors students, and it was taught by a professor instead of a TA or a graduate student, which I thought was a really good experience to get to make connections with the professor and get to be in a lab doing, the lab work with other like-minded honors students who were doing, pretty much the same thing I was, and not just sort of taking it to knock off a gen ed. They were really, working to be in that class. They were almost all bio majors. So I think that's sort of another thing with the honors classes. It's really devoted students who want to be there, not necessarily always in that major, but they're interested in the subject or they're going to work hard to be interested in it. So that's what I think is sort of the difference between an honors gen ed and a regular gen ed.
Great. Next question's coming in is a kind of a specific one about the types of double majors, but we have a question from Tina, who's interested in pursuing majors in both biology and music performance, and she wants to know our thoughts about having two majors in the Honors College. And so double majoring is very common among honors students, and again, kind of going back to Maya's answer, it's a situation of careful planning with advisors. And so you just need to meet with Mr. Diener or with our Madison advising peers, or MAPs, which are student advisors, to make sure you plan that out well. But going, let's see, Kathleen has some music background too, and Blake is also in the STEM field. So I'm going to go to Kathleen first to give her perspective on this for a second, and then see if Blake wants to add anything as well.
Hey, so I'm not a music major, but since I'm in the band and in a professional music fraternity, I'm surrounded by music majors all the time. So I hear a lot about their schedule. And if you look in the music major, there's a lot of, it's pretty demanding with all the courses you're taking, but it looks heavy, but in reality, it's just because of the ensembles you're in. So I think if you're definitely interested, start talking to people, other music majors, start connecting with them. I can connect you with some people I know that are performance, and it's such a great music program. I think just going off of what has been said, really plan it out well, because it can be done. It just needs to be done where you don't want to burden yourself with too many courses. But the Honors College would work really well with mixing those interests and doing a really interesting, I know some people that are honors that have done their capstone as their senior recital. And so that would be a really cool way to incorporate something you really like with the Honors College. So that's what I have to say about music.
Great. And Blake, do you have anything to add about the STEM side?
Sure. So I was sort of thinking while Kathleen was talking that it's sort of the same thing with biology. You know, they're both very demanding majors, but it might look like a lot on paper, but really once you get into it and sort of get the feel for it, it's still demanding, but I'm sure it's definitely doable with, like everybody saying, careful planning and just sort of really like hashing everything out, like down to the class, down to the semester, really making sure you can fit everything.
Great, thanks. The next question coming in, we don't have a nursing major on our panel, but the question coming from Kayla is, will being in the Honors College and being a nursing major become too overwhelming and difficult? And we don't have anyone here to speak specifically to nursing, but one of the challenges of the nursing major is that it's a very kind of scripted curriculum path that you have to follow. And I'm going to kick this over to Megan, because she's not a nursing major, but she is in elementary education, which is also very similar in the sense of having a scripted path that you have to get through in order to get to the major, and see what she thinks about kind of following a major like that and making it fit within honors.
Of course. Like Dr. Davis said, I am an elementary education major, and with the reformatting of the College of Ed recently, everything in elementary education is very just laid out and very strict in how those 4 years are going to look for you. But I do have friends who are nursing majors and in honors, and first of all, they're just some of the kindest people I know. But they balance what they have very well, and like we've all been saying, compatibly with a lot of mid-campus nursing included. And you'll find that's been really helpful to me is the college, whether it's College of Nursing, College of Business, has an honors liaison that works between your college and the honors college to make sure that your major and your honors minor collaborate as smoothly as possible. That's been really beneficial to me within elementary education and honors, because I'm able to take certain aspects of honors and put them into my elementary education classes, and vice versa. It's just a really great experience. So I definitely think that the nature of honors is very flexible, and that means that it can kind of mold itself to your major, and honors faculty and everyone within the honors college is very willing to help make it as great of an experience for you as possible. That being said, anything that is worth it. It's never extremely easy. But if you're willing to work for it, I definitely think it's possible.
Thank you, Megan. This question's coming in as specifically for Blake. And Sophie wants to know if the workload between being in the Honors College and on the pre-med track program, if that's manageable, and what are some of the benefits that the Honors College has given to you as a pre-med student?
Hi, Sophie. I think first, one of the biggest benefits that I've had as a pre-med student through the Honors College is getting into my research lab. I actually came in like first semester and got into my research lab. Honestly, I still don't know how. I'm in a neurology research lab on campus. I have literally the best professor ever. He's so awesome. So I'm really like looking forward to getting back to that. But that's definitely been one of the biggest advantages of being in the Honors College, because I'm not sure that I would have had that opportunity to been able have to really have been able to put myself out there and say, hey, I'm a biology major in the Honors College, and professors kind of are, oh, Honors College, okay, do you want to meet this time, do you want to have chat about this? So I really think that that's one of the biggest benefits, is definitely being able to have, I guess, sort of more doors open or even windows open that you wouldn't necessarily have otherwise. So I think honors just has this connotation of, hardworking, diligent students that really just sort of adds something. And the workload, I think that's definitely manageable too. I haven't really found it to be a struggle. I would definitely just recommend keeping your courses. Don't try to overload yourself. Just sort of keep them at a manageable number. I think they recommend around 16 credits a semester. And as long as you stay pretty consistent with that, I think you'll be able to keep everything under control, as well as keep your grades up too, because that's also important.
Thanks, Blake. The next question is coming in from Sonia, and she wants to know, basically, are the interdisciplinary honors credits, are they part of the 120 credits, which the answer is yes. But could we take this over to Kathleen and just give Sonia a sense of how maybe the credit hours are broken down for your minor?
Yeah, so for the minor, it's really unique compared to other minors where you have to do a certain number of honors seminars and then a certain number of gen eds. And this is all broken down for you when we teach Honors 100, where you can ask questions, because it's a little confusing at first with all the different components of the honors minor, but also what's factored in there is what we've mentioned a few times, the capstone project, which you're supposed to start your second semester junior year. And so, and I know it was mentioned that that's 6 credits, but it's spread out, so it's really not that bad. And I know one of my roommates actually started her capstone project early because she's going on a research trip to Greece, hopefully, in the fall this year. And so it's basically, for her, it's meeting with her professor once or twice a week just to talk about it. So it's really broken down to be very manageable. And within the honors minor, you can also choose an area of emphasis. And so I chose leadership, and that was one of the best parts of the Honors College for me, because I was able to take a class co-taught by President Alger. And that was just a really unique aspect of the Honors College. So it's really broken down into different areas. And if you go online and look at the Honors Handbook, it's spelled out for you.
Thanks, Kathleen. The next question coming in is from Lizzie, and she wants to know about how priority registration for honor students work. And so we'll kick that one over to Jordan.
Hi, Lizzie. So Dr. Davis might be able to help me out a little bit with this, because I'm not exactly sure the time, like how it works, like how many hours ahead of non-honor students honor students are. That I don't know, but I know that it's already programmed into your registration that like the computer system knows that you're in honors. So your priority time, like let's just say, for example, if you have a roommate that's not in honors and they enroll at noon, you may enroll at 6 a.m. Even though you're the same grade level, you're both first years and you both have the same amount of credits, your being in honors will give you a not sure how many hours, but a few hours before someone with the same level of credits as you goes. Dr. Davis, do you have anything else to add about this? I'm not sure about the technicalities of it.
I'm not sure about the exact time either. It depends on your class level and different things like that. I do know that for incoming freshmen, I asked this question yesterday to Mr. Diener, and he clarified that it's usually an hour in advance for incoming first year students for the first time. And then it's going to change at different times over the course of your time at JMU, but it usually is a lead of at least an hour or more. And that can make a big difference in terms of getting the classes that you want. Okay, next question coming in from Graydon is whether or not it's possible to have a non-honors roommate live in the honors dorm with you. And so we'll send that one over to Maya. I believe she had a non-honors roommate. So here you go, Maya.
Hi, Graydon. Yeah, so I lived with my best friend, and she was non-honors as well. It's pretty much, you have a very, very, very good chance if you do want to live with someone who's not in honors, to allow them to come live with you in Shenandoah as well. Because again, we have students like Jordan who opt to live in other places than the Shenandoah dorm. So there typically is room. And a lot of my friends in honors did have non-honors roommates. It's very common. So yeah, if you do want someone who is not going to be in the honors program with you, you can live with them in Shenandoah.
Okay, great. Next question coming in is from Sherry, and Sherry wants to know about what type of support honors students have in terms of internships, summer jobs, work after JMU, preparing for interviews, things like that. So we'll let Blake talk about her experience and support she might have gotten in that area.
Hi. So I haven't really had any specific experience with this. So maybe Alicia wants to sort of round out my answer after I'm finished. But I feel like, again, like I said earlier, being in honors just sort of gives you, I guess, an extra, diligent, hardworking label, that you're sort of like not like better, but just sort of like the next tier, hardworking, really driven. You want, that next level performance, you really want to step up your game. So I think that in looking for, jobs and internships, just sort of mentioning, oh, hey, honors, or being able to put that on your resume and sending that out is really, I think, a great aspect. And I know it's not honor specific, but there is the Student Success Center at JMU. They have I think it's career and academic planning office. Well, they have an office, and you can go get resume help, get help, ready, preparing for interviews. And there is a specific office dedicated to that. I don't think there's honors specific, but I know that there is an office in JMU for that purpose.
Thanks, Blake. I can round out your answer a little bit. So in my role as Director of Student Engagement, I do work to develop student programming specifically for honors students. And so I would say that, for example, we have a series called Toolbox Workshops. We have one coming up this Friday that was developed in partnership with our Community Service Learning Office and our Career and Academic Planning Office to help students who have had community service experience figure out how to feature that on their resumes. So we do things like that. We have a graduate school application panel in the fall where students can talk about best practices for preparing their graduate school applications. We also work with a variety of alumni who might come back because they're interested in recruiting specifically for honor students. So there's those types of opportunities that happen on a regular basis in the Honors College. We also have our Office of Fellowships Advising with Dr. Malvern Wade, and she works with many of our students for a variety of opportunities in the fellowship realm after graduation. And the process of applying for those types of awards are great preparation, both for interviews and for things like writing cover letters or writing personal statements and things like that that are going to be important. So we have those in-house opportunities available as well. And then of course, we do work closely with other partners on campus. We do have liaisons in all of the departments on campus so that we can make sure that our honor students know about these opportunities when they come available. So we highly value our communication stream with our students to make sure that everybody's informed. All right, so that is the end of our questions that we have here. And so I want to give a huge thank you to our honors ambassadors who joined us today. They have been fantastic students. They're always wonderful in answering questions about the Honors College, and I can't thank you all enough. So thank you for being here. I also just want to let you know that if you're not able to get your questions answered during this panel, please leave your questions under the comment section, and we will make sure to respond to your questions as soon as we can. You can also visit the Choices website for more information as well, and that link is going to be posted below. And so also, as a reminder, we have drop-in Zoom sessions on Friday, so every Friday. So there's that opportunity is also listed on the Visit Honors College portion of our website. And so there's another session today. Tomorrow on Friday, not today. Today's Tuesday. On Friday at 1 o'clock. So if you're interested in calling in, then too, you are welcome to do that as well. So there are a lot of opportunities to get your questions answered, and our honors ambassadors are also willing to connect with people on a one-on-one. So you can just reach out to me for that. So thank you so much and have a wonderful day.